Hello everyone, my name is Aaron Wynn, and today I'll be presenting on the moral permissibility of abortion. So my overall goal in this presentation is to explain what abortion is, why the issue raises moral questions, and why I believe abortion is morally acceptable. So here's my table of contents if you guys would like to take a quick look. Alright, so just to start off, I'd like to go over what abortion is. Abortion is a medical procedure in which a pregnancy is intentionally terminated. So the main types of abortion are going to include medication abortion and surgical abortion. Both forms are very common and medically safe, but people tend to choose abortion for many reasons. So these reasons are going to include medical issues, financial concerns, personal circumstances, or they're just simply not ready to be a parent just yet. And then I'd like to move on to my thesis statement. My thesis is that abortion is morally permissible because an individual who is pregnant has the right to their own bodily autonomy. Even if the fetus is regarded as a person, it does not simply justify that the authorities give the authority to override the physical rights of another person. Abortion supports the well-being of women, and that's what matters morally. So what are the moral questions? There are a few major moral questions that people tend to bring up when discussing the certain topic of abortion. So that's going to include, does a pregnant person have full control over their own body? And then, is it morally acceptable to terminate a pregnancy in order to protect someone's well-being? Finally, should the potential life of the fetus override the bodily autonomy of a pregnant individual? So I'd like to say that these questions, or these specific ones, help shape the debate around the topic of abortion. My specific position is that abortion is morally acceptable and should remain accessible to everyone who wants to seek it. People deserve the right to make decisions about their own bodies, and restricting individuals' access to abortion can lead to harmful outcomes to themselves or their families. So, this is why protecting abortion access is truly important. And then I'd like to move into the importance of bodily autonomy. People have a fundamental right to their own bodies, and they can decide. So that's basically what bodily autonomy is, just having their own right to decide what happens to their body. Pregnancy comes with many risks that include risks that are physical, mental, and medical. Refusing an individual an abortion does directly violate their bodily autonomy, and this does align with Judith Jarvis Thompson's argument. Even if a fetus is considered a person, it does not invoke the right to use an individual's body without their consent. So then I'd like to move into some real life circumstances. People may seek to go through with an abortion due to many factors. So factors are going to include financial stress, serious health risks. They just simply have a lack of a support system, and maybe they're just not ready to raise a child just yet. Going through with an unwanted pregnancy can impact heavily an individual's mental health. There are studies that show that being denied the procedure does increase poverty chances and other negative effects long term. So it does show that abortion access directly affects the well-being of individuals and maybe the people around them as well. If someone were to argue that abortion is morally wrong because the fetus is a human life, the response to that argument would be that pregnancy does come with a lot of major risks and life-altering changes. Forcing someone to continue a pregnancy against their will, as I said earlier, does violate their autonomy and ignore the realities of their life. So if they don't have enough money, if they are not in good health to hold the body or grow it, I guess. Um, so even if the fetus does have a moral value, I just think that the value does not automatically outweigh the rights of the pregnant individual. To conclude this presentation, I'd like to say that abortion respects bodily autonomy, and stripping people of access to it violates that bodily autonomy. It protects health and the well-being of pregnant individuals, and by restricting abortion, it can cause serious harm to both these individuals and society. And for these reasons, I believe that abortion is morally permissible and should remain accessible to anybody who seeks it. Here is my works cited, And then finally, I'd like to thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope everything was clear.